Your resume is probably getting ignored. And I don't mean maybe. It's hitting an automated system and getting filtered out before a single person even looks at it. Today I'm going to show you my actual resume. The same one that got me a job making over $100,000 a year in my mid-20s. I'm going to walk you through what actually matters, what's a waste of time, and what most people get completely wrong. If you've been applying and hearing nothing back, keep watching. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a career coach and I'm not a recruiter. I'm just someone in my mid-20s who figured this out through trial and error. This resume got me to 6 figures. I've updated it over the years, but the core format has stayed the same because it works. Take what's useful, leave what isn't. First thing, 1 page. That's the rule, and there are no exceptions if you're in your 20s. Think about it this way. You're applying for an entry-level role. Nobody on the other side of that desk expects you to have written a novel's worth of experience. If your resume is 2 pages, the first thing a recruiter is thinking is either this person doesn't know how to edit themselves or they're padding. Neither one is a good look. Keep it to 1 page, make every line count, and move on. And here's something most people miss. When you think your resume is 1 page, scroll to the very bottom and make sure there isn't a blank second page sitting there. Sounds minor, looks unprofessional. Keep the format clean. Black and white, no photos, no graphics, no color. I know you want it to stand out visually, and I get the instinct. But here's the thing. Most companies run your resume through software before a human ever sees it. That software cannot read tables, text boxes, or images. It just skips all of it entirely. It's kind of like showing up to an interview in a costume. You might think it's memorable, but the person at the door isn't even letting you in. Your resume needs to be readable before it can be impressive, so keep it simple. I build mine in Google Docs. Free, simple, easy to update. When you're done, export it as a PDF. That's the version you send. Name it first name, last name, resume, and that's it. No version numbers, no dates. At the top, your name and contact info. Right next to that, your LinkedIn. I'll do a full video on LinkedIn separately because it deserves its own breakdown, but for now make sure the link is there and your profile isn't completely empty. For location, put the nearest major city, not your actual town. If you're 40 minutes outside Atlanta, put Atlanta. Recruiters are scanning dozens of resumes and they're not stopping to Google where your town is. If it sounds unfamiliar or far, they're just moving on to the next person. Don't give them a reason to skip you over something that easy to fix. Under contact info, your experience goes first. Not education, not skills. Experience. Most recent job at the top, work backwards. It's completely fine to leave jobs off if they don't apply to the role. I've done DoorDash on the side and it's not on here. My internship is because it's relevant. Under experience, education. School name, degree type, major. For me, that's Bachelor of Business Administration Marketing. Leave your GPA off unless it's genuinely strong, 3.7 or above. Below that, nobody needs to see it. After education, you have flexibility. You can do a skills section or an extracurriculars section depending on what you have. Coming out of school, I didn't have many hard skills, so I kept extracurriculars, Eagle Scout, clubs, leadership roles, relevant projects. But if you're proficient in specific software, you're bilingual, or you have certifications, use a skills section instead. That stuff stands out, especially when the job is specifically asking for it. This is probably the part nobody told you about, and it's likely the reason you're not hearing back. Before a human ever sees your resume, it goes through software called an ATS, an applicant tracking system. Its job is to scan your resume and decide if you're worth a recruiter's time. A lot of applications die right here, and the person who sent it never finds out why. You could be the most qualified person who applied, and it genuinely does not matter if the software doesn't recognize your resume, you're just gone. That's the reality of how most companies hire right now. The way you get past it is by matching your language to the job description. Read through the posting, find the keywords they're using and work those into your resume where they actually apply to your experience. You're not lying, you're speaking their language. Cut the buzzwords entirely. Hardworking, team player, detail-oriented, self-starter, passionate, synergy. None of it means anything. Everyone puts it on their resume so it carries 0 weight. Get rid of all of it. Your bullet points are where most resumes succeed or fail, and most people are writing them completely wrong. Stop writing things like responsible for, helped with, assisted in, worked on. That's a job description. It's not an accomplishment. Recruiters don't care what your duties were, They care what you actually did and what happened as a result. Replace those with action verbs. Managed, led, built, launched, streamlined, designed, collaborated. There's a real difference between saying you were responsible for a team and saying you managed a team of 10. One sounds like something happened to you. The other sounds like something you did. That distinction matters more than people realize. Then put a number behind it. If you worked in customer service, don't say you handled complaints. Say you resolved over 50 customer complaints per day and maintained a 95% satisfaction rate. That one change makes your experience feel real and measurable instead of vague. Now let me show you what tailoring actually looks like in practice. Here's a real posting I pulled from LinkedIn. It mentions generating opportunities through outbound prospecting, owning the full sales cycle, and is looking for someone who thrives in a consultative sales environment. Here's my bullet before tailoring it. Generated 17 sales qualified leads per month by researching, qualifying, and scheduling meetings with account executives. After reading that job description, I'd adjust it to generated an average of 17 qualified leads per month through outbound prospecting and supported account executives in completing the full sales cycle. Same experience, same facts, just written in a way that speaks directly to what they're looking for. That's all tailoring is. Cover letters are kinda a pain to write, and honestly, none of the jobs I've landed required one, so I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert. A cover letter is basically just you writing a formal essay to convince someone to read the thing they're already holding. Nobody asked for this, but here we are. If a role asks for one, keep it short. Find a solid template online, swap in keywords from the job description, and move on. Don't write 3 paragraphs about how passionate you are about the company because nobody's reading all that. One focused paragraph that speaks directly to the role will always outperform a long generic one. Quick recap. 1-page clean format, black and white, exported as a PDF. Name and LinkedIn at the top, experience first, then education, then skills or extracurriculars. Tailor it to every job you apply for, cut the buzzwords, use action verbs, and put a number on everything you can. I'm also going to post a free resume template on my channel, so if you want a starting point, just go to my homepage and the link will be there. None of this is complicated, it's just stuff that nobody really sits you down and explains, and that's kind of the whole point of this channel. You shouldn't have to figure all of this out on your own, and hopefully now you don't have to. If this helped, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to keep putting out videos on jobs, money, career, and the stuff nobody really teaches you. I'll see you in the next one.